Well, a lot of people have asked me the question, Tammy, how do you stay so joyful in life all the time? So that's one of the reasons we're here today, to share different golden nuggets and simple tips and tricks to help to infuse into your life how to bring more joy into your life. And I know that some things in life are just tough. Like when I left my marriage of now 37 years, it's only been 3 years, you guys. And that's why I wrote a book about it, The Second Start, because I know what we can go through, what the different challenges we have in life. And that's why I started my coaching business. I really have so dedicated so much time and attention and investment into my coaching business to help other women to stand in their strength, to gain more confidence, and to start infusing more joy into their life and help them to walk forward. So some of the things we're going to talk about today is how to find that juice in life again, how to increase your capacity for pure pleasure and elegance. And even if you're overworked and overwhelmed, I know that because 11 grandchildren, 5 children, their significant others.
How did you do it, girl? We don't want to know.
So, and the secret to being happy and joyful and magnetic. And 3 keys to being irresistible. And finding your own voice and speaking up and getting it out and into the air, into the public. So let's get started. I don't want to delay this anymore because I have so much information I want to share with you. So if we just start with how to find in your life to increase your capacity for pure pleasure, one of the main things, really key points, is me time. And I just like, it's me time. It's about self-care. And I know we can slip from it. I totally did that. I slipped away from it in my early years, from the age of 17 when I became a mom and a wife. I didn't know this, and I had nobody else to help me through those moments. So I encourage you to get out your calendar, even right now, right here, and schedule some me time. Even if
what would you say to these women? Hang on a second, because this is a touchy subject, okay? Women are going to tell you, but I have kids. I got 5 kids or 3 kids. I got, a job. I feel guilty.
Yes.
What do you say to those women?
You can only give to others what you give to yourself.
True.
So even if it's 5 minutes, and I've done this, 5 minutes, I drive by a park, I stop and I go swing on a swing. 5 minutes of getting a piece of bubble gum and blowing bubbles. It just starts to bring this joy back to you. If you have to go lock yourself in a bathroom, I mean, hello, I've done these things to just, so even in the bathroom, let's just say that, and taking a breath. So do this with me right now. Take in a breath and count to 4, hold it for 4, and then blow out for 8. And pay attention to how you feel. So do it with me now. Okay? Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. And release with the count of 8. And we just like this.
Does relax you. We do this in yoga class sometimes. Sometimes, you ever notice that when you're like running around at like 5,000 miles an hour? Anyone know what we're talking about? Go ahead, type in the chat box where you're like reeling at like 5,000 miles an hour and you're like, maybe had a few coffees, right? Just that one breath can bring you back and centered.
Yes. So breath, and let me share this extra tidbit with you. There's a difference, when we sigh and we go, there's a difference when we take that breath and we go, that instead of that already is releasing endorphins out of your brain. And these endorphins goes through your cells and wake up your cells and help them to be bouncing within your bloodstream, within your whole system.
True, just even a sigh. We do that too in yoga class. We like endorphins. We love pleasure and we like endorphins because everyone knows here as a mom, you can get really busy. As a woman, you can get really busy. We're the mother, the lover, the business owner. There's nothing we can't really do. And I agree. One of the things that we've forgotten how to do is just give ourselves what Tammy calls the me time. So how much me time should we, how much me time is like good enough, or is there like too much, or, how do you balance that out?
How do I always strive for at least 30 minutes every day. I build up to an hour. And when I can get half a day, wow, that is so exhilarating. And it could be whether it's in your home, whether it's, cleaning up your room and make it like a goddess, because that's what you are, ladies. You're a goddess. You're this remarkable being. And the more we fill ourselves up, the more we give to others. And see, I'm already sitting up straighter just by sharing that with you. So whatever it is for you, sometimes it is taking time to go through my closet, but it's just me in my closet. And it's also, or it's going to get a massage, or it's, talking to a friend that we're soul connecting. So I just encourage you to start. If you can do the 30 minutes, great. But if you're sitting there and thinking, oh, I don't even have 30 minutes, then just start with 5 minutes. And this is a muscle that you're going to build upon and build upon. I know eventually some women can do a whole day, when they drop off the kids, if you have children, to when you pick them up. And it's okay. And pay attention to how you're feeling, because that's what it's all about. It's about the feeling. And if you start to feel the guilt and like, oh, but I should be doing this and this and this, then how about we do one thing? One of the things you can do is pre-plan. Pre-plan for this time. Another thing is go look in the mirror and tell yourself, put your name in there. So I'm going to use myself. I love you, Tammy. Do the mirror exercise. And when you start to feel that love, and repeat it at least 7, if not 11 times. I love you. Fill in your name. I love you. I love you, Tammy. And look yourself in the eyes. And you start to feel this worthiness. So, and once you start to do that, private message me on Facebook. You can find me at Tammy Lee at Transforming the Joy on Facebook. And, private message me, because I know that in itself can be, it sounds like a simple exercise, but it's extremely deep. One of the clients I had, if it's okay if I share this right quick, Vanessa, one of the clients I had that I literally held her because she couldn't even look at herself in the mirror and say, I love you. And I held her as she bawled and bawled because she did not know that she could love herself. And this is what it's all about, is self-love, self-care.
Jay Latour says, I just love this. I actually gave myself 15 minutes of mantra meditation. It feels so good. And, this is, I think, the area where women epically fail. They fail and they fail big time. And they go out there and they start thinking that this guy out there is supposed to fill me up, fill my love up. That husband, that dude, this relationship, or, they go out there trying to make gangbang careers in corporate, and they got all the money and they're still freaking miserable. And what it really comes down to is this ability to love yourself. I hands down absolutely agree. And it's, I think, a place where women epically fail big time. We either feel guilty, we don't take the time for it, we put other people above, this person, the kids, the family, the household, the relationship, the food, the kitchen, or whatever, the cleaning, the dogs, on and on and on and on it goes. And your ability to love yourself, as Tammy just described, that 5 minutes of just a simple mirror exercise can instantly shift your feeling. What is your, how you feel is everything, right? It's your vibration. your point of attraction. So Julie in Dublin, Ireland loves this. Diane, awesome. Feels good, doesn't it? So let's get some feedback here from the audience, Tony. We've got people from all around the world. I mean, holy smokies. We've got about 40 people here joining us live, which is awesome, and a whole bunch more on YouTube Live, which we can't even see. So I'm just going to say hi to all the YouTube livers that are out there. So what are you going to do? What self-care exercise or self-love exercise, or as Tammy calls your me time, what are you going to commit to doing in the next week? Like Tammy says, is it going to be a 5-minute I love you exercise in the mirror? Maybe it's I got to clean my closet. I know that there's something kind of that's just, you know, I keep going around, I haven't done my taxes yet. Or I'm going to go and schedule a massage. I'm going to clean something up that I can't stand looking at, that every time I walk past, I feel like, you know. What self-care gift are you going to give yourself this week? Maybe you like to do, you know, maybe there's just fun things. I mean, one of the things that we did here with the kids that I had stopped doing for so long, you know, those little coloring books that you buy? You know, these really intricate coloring books now. They have these amazing coloring books anyways, and they have all these beautiful designs, and just to sit down and color with the kids, you know, no business mindedness, just like pure creativity. That was one of the things that I started doing over the holidays that I really enjoyed. So go ahead, type in the chat box. We want to know, what new self-care me time activity are you going to commit to here in the next week? All right, so that's the key. Number one is to schedule me time and start with 30 minutes and work your way up to an hour, and then take a day off every once in a while. Yes. Okay, so here we've got a few answers. Shelly says, I'm going dancing tonight and Sunday. I love dancing. It brings me joy. Holly says, get my hair done today. I love getting my hair done. Yes. Somehow they can always do it better than I can do it. All right, the salon. Awesome. So what self-care ritual are you going to invest and commit to in the next week? Okay, awesome. What's next, Tammy?
Fantastic. So another thing is, along with that, and whether it's me time or whether it's to create your happy, joyful, magnetic, every woman needs to know kind of tidbits. Is one of the things I started doing is I started to go buy myself flowers instead of relying on my husband to do that for me. Because I don't know about you, but I grew up watching those television shows, and I think that's why so many women are dependent on their man to make them joyful, to make them happy, because of TV, because of media, because of the things we grew up. Like Vanessa said earlier, I'm 54 years old. So I grew up watching all these TV shows where, you know, the Brady Bunch and, you know, different shows where the woman is, oh, yes, honey, oh, yes, okay. And the man just knows. You know, and I really think it was a detriment for us because it's up to us to take care of ourselves. So I go buy myself flowers. I go get myself those things. And here's another thing, setting clear boundaries, communicating clearly. This is one of the things that was not happening in my marriage. I had the mindset of, well, he should just know. Hello, we've been married for 34 years. He should just know. Or I would do this under, like, hint. I would hint. How many times do you hint and they don't get it? And then you get mad. Let's just put it bluntly, you get really pissed off because they are not getting your hint. Ladies, they want to know how to take care of you. They really do. So we have to be clear. We have to be concise. And even, and okay, so I'm admitting this out loud. So even though my husband and I went through some major intense counseling, couple counseling, one-on-one couple counseling, we got back together. Even after the divorce papers were filed, I still was slipping back into that. Last year we had a major upset because he didn't put the lights up down the driveway. But I'm thinking, well, he should know. I'm back in the house. We have our marriage. I wasn't clear. I did not share my feelings, precise feelings with him on how that makes me feel. This Christmas is so important to me.
This is a really key. I want everyone to, like, this is a major writer downer. And I'm happy we're having this conversation. I think most women expect men to be a woman. A good woman, you don't even have to hint, man. We've got this shit dialed. If you're a good woman, it's because you have intuition. You can sense what a woman wants and needs before she even has to ask. That is the mark of a good woman. But men are not women. They are not women. They are another breed. And like Tammy says, they really want to please you. They want to make you happy, but you have to be clear with them. You have to be, it said, concise in your communication. Give clear boundaries, and also tell men how we feel. And I think that's where it gets scary, right? Holy shit, I'm going to like expose my heart to this dude. And, you know, I remember there was a time when I just didn't think that, number one, I just didn't know how to do it. I'd never done it before. It was not even part of my vocabulary. And it wasn't safe for me to communicate how I felt. But once I started doing that and doing it without apology, holy smokes, did men really show up? But the good ones, that's how you know if they care about you, right? Because if they care about how you feel, they're going to go to make it right. So I hope you guys are writing this down. Clear, concise, clear boundaries, concise communication. Can you give us some examples that women can, you know, use this in everyday communication with men or their partners to get more of what they want, to get more of their feelings, you know, heard?
So this year, at Christmas time, remembering what happened last year, and my husband, you know, we waking up Christmas morning and he says, "Merry Christmas. I know I really messed up." Well, I was clear with him. I said, "No, you didn't just mess up. You effed up." And then we went through Christmas, and Christmas was fine. But because I shared my true feeling, I didn't have this underlying ick inside of me. This year, 2016 comes around. I know to speak with clear boundaries. Tim, I want to, you know, this is what I want to make sure the lights get up. What can I do to help you? Let's plan it on this, on the calendar. Okay, so we're farmers. Tim comes to me and he says, "Honey, I know you want the lights up. We have bales to haul home. I don't want the bales in the trailer to knock the lights down. Are you good with that?" You know what, ladies? It didn't matter. At that point, it didn't matter if the lights went up. The fact that he communicated with me showed me, one, he's thinking about it. Two, he trusts me enough. He trusts our relationship enough to share his thoughts with me. And communication was clear and open communication. Vanessa's right. It is scary. And the fact that he was coming to me with his concerns, huge.
Yeah, because it shows that he cares. And just so you all know, Tammy's freaking Christmas decorations is like out of this freaking, it's like National Lampoon, man. Whatever you guys ever watch that Christmas, Chevy Chase's National Lampoon or Christmas Lampoon, it's like that. It's insane decorations at her house. It's a big deal. So I love that you guys made a plan and that you communicated properly. You told them what you wanted. And, you know, that really is how to make sure that you get your goals. So you're clearly communicating and you're setting up a safe place for that. There's a lot of women here that were I just want to go over some of the chats here. Jay Latour, this topic is needed for me. I'm actually saying no more often when it does not feel right. Nancy says, I buy myself flowers, love to do this. Also bought my father flowers once because he was always buying everyone else flowers. A lot of people here saying I'm going to do, Tench says I'm going to do the mirror exercise, the me time. Shirley loves to do breathing exercises. I also write, but along with that, I'm scheduling a long bath with scented candles in the middle of the day. Yes. This is actually one of my little private moments. There's nobody here in the middle of the house in my day. The kids are at school. Alex is at work. And, well, the dogs, they can stay outside. You know, that's nice. No one can catch you. No one can disrupt you. Love that. Sandy says, join a workout club. Yes. How you feel about your body. start, taking care of it. Love that. Oh geez, Jill says massage on Sunday, get my eyebrows done. Nicole, gonna give myself a day off. Boom. Patricia started getting her hair colored and nails done recently. Doesn't it feel great? One of the things I do, get my nails done. Michelle, nails done. So a lot of women here are just tuning in and saying yes, 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 yes. Self-care is really the missing link. So we've got self-care me time. We've got, don't wait for other people, buy yourself flowers, do these things for yourself. Make sure that you are clear and you're concise in your communication. Communicate how you feel. I feel like this. I think that one of the things that I had to learn in communicating with men about feelings was to just say my feelings in a calm voice instead of talking about my feelings like this, right? You can have feelings, but to talk about them in a calm way, that was another clicker for me. So I love this. What else? What else, Tammy? How else can we, infuse more joy and passion into our life and business?
Well, I noticed you said one of the ladies was saying that she's saying no more often. And this is one of the keys, one of the 3 keys is how you phrase it. Because language is everything, and how you say something and the energy behind your words. So now I say, instead of no thank you, I say thank you and no. Because this way you're putting the thank you, you're putting the energy of the gratitude, the energy of thank you, and no. Thank you and no. And it's a new way of saying something. And even when you say yes, thank you and yes. Thank you and no. And just feel the difference if you can. Feel the difference between that. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you and no. Thank you and no.
That kind of takes the bite or the sting away from, saying no.
Yes.
Because isn't that what happens, right? You were afraid of, other people judging us or, not liking us or losing their love or losing their approval if we say no, or for being no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put myself first, so thank you and no. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and no. Not going to practice.
Practice that in the mirror, because we can even practice it with ourselves. Because I know that so many women are also people pleasers, and when we start to practice that thank you and no, just the freedom, the feeling of freeness of, oh, my schedule is opening up. It's okay to say no. It's okay to put myself first, because let me tell you something. We're all made in the image of God, or that higher power, or that higher energy, whatever you call that. I choose to say God most of the time, but God is everything, right? And we have this God spot. So when we're saying no to other things, when we're saying yes to us, we're saying yes to our soul. We're saying yes to our passion. We're saying yes to us so we can give more to others. It all starts with us.
Love this. It's so true. You got to say no in order to say yes to that higher version of yourself. Sometimes I call this, you got to close one door before you open another one, You got to cut out a nasty habit or a bad habit or an energy leak or whatever it is so that you can say yes to this. So for example, I have to say no to white sugar gummy bears. Cheez-Its, goldfish, then say yes to more meats and vegetables, no carbs. That's what I'm closing one door to say yes to another. And yeah, you have to put yourself first. I absolutely agree. Good advice here. I know Holly's saying asking others to do what I don't have time for, that they can do, and it will help me out because I'm always doing for others and I rarely ask of others. It's a huge step for me. Love that. It's almost like outsourcing, inviting other people to do things for you that you don't have time for, you don't want to do. This wasn't a big thing I did in my business. I'm still doing it. you know, hiring people to do the things that I don't need to do. Sure, I could do it. Do I want to do it? No. I just want to sit around and inspire people and blast around all day long. I'm really good at that. The rest, nah, meh, not really. Awesome. So saying yes to yourself, putting yourself first is really about saying no to other people. Why don't we get a little, what are you saying no to? Sometimes I ask this here during, I asked this during New Year's. What are you saying no to? Or what has to die? You know, it's another way of asking that question. What has to go in order for your yes to come out? What do you have to close a door to? Somebody said here, wine. I'm with you on that one. No more wine. The guys at the gym this morning, they're like, we don't see you often. I'm like, yes, I don't come often. No. And I said, I got to lose some weight for this wedding dress. And he's like, well, you got to get your diet straight. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. But what are you saying no to? What has to go or what has to die in order for something, you know, for you to say yes, to blossom? Go ahead and type in the chat box. Nancy says, a woman told me once that the first no is the easiest, but I like thank you, no, even better. Sandy says, playing small has to go. Nicole says, no to toxic people. Yeah, get rid of them. Get rid of them. It's going to be the hardest thing, I know. Say no to toxic people to allow amazing people. Nicole also second on the wine. Yeah. Jay Latour, saying no to procrastination, being around people I just tolerate. Ooh, that's a good one. Hesitating. Janine says, gotta get rid of hesitating. I like that one too. And we've got some rock stars here showing up. Thank you all for participating. You know, I say it every week. I really mean it. 90% of success is just showing up. Saying no to procrastination. Yeah. Getting on with it. Love it. Great conversations here. Go ahead and type in the chat box. What are you saying no to? What are you saying no to so you can say yes to something grander, bigger version of yourself, your ideal self, more joy, more passion? All right. And while you girls are doing that, what else you got for us, Tammy? We've got some great scheduling me time. Start with 30 minutes to an hour. You know, make sure that you communicate clearly about, you know, your boundaries. Clear and concise communication about your feelings, and saying no so you can show up as a bigger, better version, more, you know, more pleasurable version of yourself. What else do we got?
Well, one of the things that I did a lot, last year, actually, I launched a laugh app, because laughing is so important. Did you know that the 3 quickest ways to connect to that higher source, to connect to God, is laughter, maniacal laughter, ecstatic dancing, and orgasm. I was told this by a shaman years ago. When he heard me laugh, he's like, oh my gosh, you have one of the gifts. So I created a laugh app that everybody can go find at laughitofapp.com.
Let me just type it in the chat box. Laughitofapp.com.
Yes.
www.laughitofapp.com. Okay, posted it.
So go download that. It's free. Because I know even with all the work, no matter who you are and how much work you've done on yourself, there's still those moments. There's still those moments when we need help, when I need help to shift me to a higher level. So, and laughter, bam, can do it quicker. And again, releases endorphins. Dr. Hopkins actually created this, if you can see, this image to show how, okay, so with laughter comes joy. So we go from these very low feelings, and we just keep going up, 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 and there's joy. And laughter can help you raise those levels, you know, from shame.
I love that image. You know, she's talking about the levels of vibration here. You know, Beatrice's orgasm is actually better. She's like, laughter, orgasm actually are the core points that any religion try to push away from people. Dang, there is true, right? Because it's power. Women have some fiercely powerful pleasure, you know, organisms. But most of us, you know, turn it down, tone it down, don't laugh too much, don't have too much fun, don't make too much money, don't be too much. Why not? And I love how you showed the level of vibration, right? We move from shame at the very, very bottom and anger. Look at that, vibrates at 20. You go guilt at 30. Apathy is 50. Grief is 75. Fear is 100. And if you look all the way up the scale, you have 500 is love. So practicing those, you know, I love you in the mirror. You think it's like a bunch of, you know, you think it's so simple, but really, look at what's right after love. Joy at 540, peace at 600, enlightenment 700 to 1,000. That's where, you know, Jesus, Mother Teresa, you know, and all the saints are supposed to, you know, live in that realm of 700 to, you know, 1,000. We're talking about the vibration. So how do you make that shift? By laughing. I love it. Tammy has a free laughter app. It's here inside the chat box. Valerie says, I'm also big on orgasms. Okay, awesome, right? So what did you learn today? Well, have to laugh more and have more orgasms.
That's right. And you're worthy of those orgasms.
I love it. This is the way I do laugh during. So Christina says she love laughing. Yes, jumping also works great too. Awesome sauce. So so we've got laughter. You know, how do you do it? So how do you get yourself into that laughter mode when you feel like, oh my God, I'm in like apathy or grief right now. I'm in overwhelm. I'm freaked out. I'm pissed off. What do you do?
One of the things I do, Vanessa, is I have a joy folder. So, and that's what I go through in this guidebook, that everybody that stays until the end is going to get a link to go download this guidebook for free. Live life joyously in 21 days. 7 simple processes to lower stress, feel empowered, and love your life now. Starting.
Where can I download that free guidebook?
That is transformintojoy.com/guide.
Okay, let me put it in the chat box, you guys. Tammy's just full of free gifts today. Thank you for all these amazing, yummy gifts for everyone. Transformintojoy.com/guide is going to get you Tammy's free guidebook. What's it called again?
Live life joyously in 21 days.
I love it. So you have a joy folder. This is what prompted this here. Because I asked you, like, okay, Tammy, what do you do when you're freaked out, you're overwhelmed, or whatever? You know, you're overworked, you're pissed off. How do you get out of it? And you said you have a joy folder.
It even has the word breathe in there, because sometimes I need to remember to breathe and fill it up with things that make you joyful, like a special card you got. Or you write yourself a letter and say how awesome you are. Or a picture of you holding a baby or a baby. Different things that bring you joy. That's one of the things I do with my coaching clients is I have them write themselves a letter to themselves. They give it to me, and then I mail it to them when they least expect it. So then it comes in the mail. And they open it up, and sometimes, yes, I have to help them write it, because one of the things I've learned, Vanessa, is not everybody is full of joy, or they don't even know it's okay to be joyful. They don't even know it's okay to laugh. And this brought so much awareness to me is when Tim and I, one of the things we started doing is we started dating again when we started working on our marriage after the coaching sessions, the one-on-one coaching counseling, is we started dating again. And we have a 64 Chevy Impala convertible. And he would come.
She was like, convertible.
And I had my own place. I stayed in my own apartment because when I left, I really left. And it still brings a lot of emotion to me. And he would come pick me up, and we started dating again, and he came pick me up in the convertible. And this one time, I'm thinking, why isn't he happy? Why isn't he smiling? He should be so full of joy. He's with me and we're working it out. And it was starting to like gnaw at me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to let him take my joy. I'm just going to be joyful. Well, later I talked to him about that, and he's like, are you kidding? I was so happy. But because I didn't see it on his face, so I shared with him, I need to hear you say it, because not everybody has the expression on their face that they're joyful, that they're happy. And so he understood that now I need to hear things like, I'm so happy you're with me. I'm so glad you're with me.
So now we're getting into the love languages, right? People have different love languages, how to communicate it.
Yes. So
yeah, Alex needs, we're very different in that. He likes to hear it so much, and I like to be shown it. Hearing it is like, yeah. Everyone's different, but you got to show me. I'm going to take a look at all your little actions. And men think that, oh, if I do this big, huge thing, like here's a wedding ring, I'm good for like a couple of years. No, that's one good thing. We still got the garbage, you got the dishes, sweep the floor, do the laundry, the kids, and the groceries. That's just one little blip. Okay, it's maybe a big blip. We don't think the same way. And so I like that you're talking about having a joy folder that's filled with all of the things that you love to do and doing and taking a peek in there. And also, not to let your kind of mind take you away when, you're seeing things that aren't necessarily bringing you joy. And to also communicate. That again goes back into communications. Communicate with people about what you need. That's a big step right there for a lot of people. Just saying, hey, I need this, I need that.
And also understanding yourself, Vanessa. That's another thing I work with my clients. And speaking of that, one of the other things that I'm gifting to you today is when you go to that log in to download the guide book, you're also going to find another link where you can download and schedule a free breakthrough session with me. A strategy session that we're going to go through, and you're going to have a questionnaire that it's required that you fill it out before we get on the phone. So then that way we can dial in and go deep while we're on that breakthrough session. And we're going to see if it's right for us to work together and to go further into all of this. Because this isn't just about life in general. It's about your life. It's about your business. It's about what I truly, truly believe, we can create our heaven here on earth. We can truly live that. I truly believe that.